That breaking news we brought you at the top of the show. A daycare worker arrested and charged with child abuse after she allegedly pulled the hair of an 18-month-old child.
NBC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner live outside the daycare in Lincoln County. Brandon, what have you been able to find out about this case?
Well, Fred and Sarah, deputies have identified that worker as 23-year-old Rebecca DeGregory of Lincolnton. She was actually working here at Mini Academy Childcare, but she's since been fired. Now, what deputies are telling us is that this happened back in March when a mother received a call from a daycare saying another child pulled her 18-month-old daughter's hair so hard pieces came off, but she was okay. A few hours later, deputies say the mother received a second phone call. This time, investigators say staff reviewed surveillance video and they found it was not a child, but 23-year-old DeGregory who pulled that 18-month-old's hair. She was arrested for misdemeanor child abuse, but has since bonded out. According to state records, this daycare is a 5-star facility, which is the highest you can receive. As for the owner of this daycare, she refused to comment. Reporting live in Lincoln County, I'm Brandon Goldner, NBC Charlotte.
Brandon, thank you.
Video of daycare worker pulling black girl's hair sparks investigation. You know I'm going to say that again. Video of daycare worker pulling black girl's hair sparks investigation. This story was done today, January 18, 2019, from the Huffington Post, and this is how it reads. Texas mother is furious about a viral video that appears to show her 3-year-old daughter being mistreated at a daycare center. She was physically abused by an adult and someone that we paid for her safety, Laquita Wilson told KLBK News. The girl's father, Matrill Walker, told the same media outlet that he would like to see any legal action that can happen, like jail time. According to the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, the video, which sparked outrage when it surfaced on social media this week, was recorded at My Little Playhouse Daycare Center in Lubbock. The video shows an unidentified woman standing behind a toddler, holding her hair and preventing her from walking away from a table. The woman can be heard saying, "She's for real making me mad." The woman briefly let go of the child. When the little girl tries to leave the table again, the woman grabs her hair and yanks her backwards. The person who recorded the video can be heard laughing at various times. The video below of the incident, which was posted on YouTube, may be upsetting to some viewers or readers. No one has been arrested or charged at this time, but Lubbock Police and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Service, which is responsible for licensing and inspection of state daycare centers, have confirmed that they are aware of the video and are investigating. The daycare center released a statement about the incident to the Lubbock Avalanche Journal on Thursday. The owner and director of My Little Playhouse Learning Center, LLC, were made aware of video footage posted on social media at approximately 11:45 a.m. The statement reads, "Staff involved were fired immediately." According to Wilson, the video was filmed a few weeks ago, but she didn't learn about the incident until she saw the video online this week. She said she has yet to receive an explanation from the daycare's owners. They had no apology, she told KLBK News. They had no reason. They did not call me. Welcome to the Black Minds News, Black Minds TV. I'm your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blow Your Mind. And this channel is to, let's put it this way, report, transmit, communicate, articulate, decode, unveil, spread the news, whether by news, video, website, or quotes from publication. As I articulate these information as the creator of the universe, be here, heart, mind, and soul, and spirit. Because the partner is the truth, don't need no partner. And you know what my motto is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. Now, what we have here is a story based on the simple fact that it's a daycare. Daycare is where you bring your children to so that they can provide a child protective service for you while you either go to work or have other things to do, and also to do some learning, right? So what we have here is a white woman daycare worker decided that she would take advantage of a child in the daycare due to the simple fact that maybe she was told to do something, and again, she didn't listen. We don't know. We weren't there, so we can only speculate according to what was said in the story. And it seems that she took it upon herself to be a little aggressive. We're going to say a little bit. We're going to say highly aggressive, due to the fact that somebody there who also seen it said something that allowed her to stop the first time, and then as the little girl tries to go again, she grabs her again. Somebody's videotaping, laughing while they're videotaping. It's not immediately known. It was before, social media has its place, right? And because a lot of people like to videotape certain things and they think that it's good to put on their channel, so they put it out there, and then it end up getting back to the parents, and so we end up now having the investigation. Now, again, we have this situation where white women, right, who primarily are mostly teachers, right, when you think about it, especially from the public school system. And from my knowledge and experience is that most of the teachers that I had, especially a lot of them that were white, they were always very angry that they were dealing with us as children of none of their own race. And there was many times that there was teachers that would sit there and say things like, it didn't matter whether you learned or not, I get my check anyway. Now again, these teachers used to say that. There was teachers that said a lot of crazy things. Because see, a lot of times when we think of it from the white establishment of racism, right, we only look at the male counterpart. We don't look at the female as if she didn't birth which those we have and see that spew some of the rhetoric that is called white supremacy, or even acting out on it. And so, again, taking advantage of somebody who was defenseless, and it seems this is a good way to get off some of your aggression, unbeknownst, right? To scar this little girl. Again, as I tell you from personal experience, I had teachers that, try to, break that spirit that you feel now. They tried to break that spirit when I was younger by doing things that are unimaginable that you wouldn't do to not even your own child, right? And so they tried to do those type of things. And so when I see situations like that, it just give recollection of some of the things of the evilness that people do. Again, because we see a lot of times with people who are in positions of authority who use their job to do things that would be, if you weren't in that position, you wouldn't do that outrightly. So again, you use the justification of your hatred and racism behind the guise of your job. And so in this situation here, due to the simple fact that, again, it was a state licensed daycare, so now that the child protector will get in, again, you will be reprimanded. You will be charged, right? And hopefully that the parents will, and as time go on, inculcate into the little girl about, again, the ins and outs of what it is to live in the United States. And again, the thing is that we as black people, again, because of the situation we've been, we've always had to be trustworthy of these people who seem to have not our best intentions. And so when they have the opportunity of defenselessness, again, we don't know, because again, we've seen many times shows that would put cameras in the house to see when they seen a child, maybe the mood and stuff was, the child demeanor change due to the simple fact of being with the babysitter, right? Not so per se but we see on TV how they do that, and they come to find out that the babysitters and things of that are very, abusive. And so what happens when you find out on that situation, sisters, right, brothers? We want to do the right thing by going through the legal matters, right? Allow the system to do that. And I guess it seems like that, I think those people who in the position to do what they do, they also know that too. So I guess they feel like they got away with something. Even though they went to the police station, they're able to bond right out, right? So they're not spending their time in there to the cases to be resolved. More likely what happens to us when that happens to us, right? A lot of us don't have the bail money to, get out so that we can have proper, representation, right? And so, again, we've been saying lately of situations where it seems adult with children. So again, we don't want no pattern here, right? We're not going to sit back and just keep allowing you to keep putting your hands and doing things to our children, defenseless as they are, as grown as you are. Well, I guess once the story get out and once you should do your time, maybe karma should come and pay a little visit to you, right? And it would be only right because, again, the defenselessness of a child, right? And then the scar that you did psychologically. Maybe, let's say what goes around comes around. So maybe you might get what you dished out. They say revenge is well dished, served cold. So I'm your host, Mr. Blow Your Mind, coming with a short one-hitters. Probably going to do this for a while because, again, they are suppressing my channel. So I'm just going to do some one-shots and let's see what happens, right? So, again, I want to thank you for participating. And, again, do what you do. Peace. Love.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything.
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on.
people to, in the end, begin to demand their rights and an equal share in this country which they died for. Well, hey, and we definitely are not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. Right. What good news for the sheep might be bad news for the world.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saved 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu, all white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You have to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the sixth version.
5 months before. There are only two possible explanations. 5 months before. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to fucking kill you! You can't make me do anything like my friend!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate you.
You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga. And if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
Well, I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
this trope?
I think that white people are so guilty, knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? Knocks this shit out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, Brother Greg, you coming by today? I said, Malcolm, I love you. And I said, I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there. He said, what do you mean, Brother Greg? I said, well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East. And I said, but I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning. And I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get two of us for the price of one. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you.